president of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Mr. Lloyd Smith. On Saturday, the Bermuda Cricket Board hosted a webinar. Can you give us some insight as to how things proceeded on Saturday?
Yeah, sure. We had a first webinar session on Saturday. Our guest speaker was Daryl Connaughton from South Africa, former Test player, international player for South Africa, as well as now a coach. So we invited him to speak on Saturday, and it went pretty good. We had approximately about 42 people that came on board for the webinar. Hopefully this is the beginning of a start for many more webinars to come. We actually got a webinar coming out for this Saturday as well. Stay tuned. Very interesting. We're going to have 2 guest speakers this time, so it's going to be much more interesting. We have to do things a little differently during COVID-19 time. So webinar, we're hoping that will give the players, the coaches, fans a little bit more activity since we actually can't get on the field and play.
What were some of the things he touched on that would have resonated with those that were that had tuned into the webinar?
Well, like I said, his ex-test player. So he talked about his career as well as what he sees cricket going and which direction cricket's going. As well as he talked about Bermuda, as well as as an associate nation, the best chance for us to get into a World Cup right now will be T20. So he spoke more on concentrating on playing T20. He understands that we have to play 50 overs for ICC competitions, but he is basically saying that we should be concentrating on playing a lot more T20.
You say there's another webinar coming up on Saturday, but when you look at those that were in participation on Saturday gone, who are you hoping will get on board this week Saturday? Because you need to get to some important people within clubs like coaches and administrators of clubs to ensure that whatever message is coming out, they can help to administer it.
Well, the messages last Saturday was more of a coaching players type of webinar. That's all of them's not going to be like that. You know what I mean? We're going to try to basically do stuff that it touches as much of the cricket fraternity as possible. The one that's coming out this weekend is going to be a lot local based, like the one that we had with Daryl Connaughton. We had people from Wales, we have people from the Leeward Islands on board. Hopefully this one touches more of the pure cricketing, Bermuda cricketing fans, as well as ex-players and present players. We're hoping to get that type of community out this week. I mean, like I said, we're going to try to do it every Saturday going forward until cricket starts getting back to normal. So we're trying to get the fans, the players, something that they can latch on to and stay attentive until cricket actually gets back to the normal state that it used to be.
What is the latest conversation between the board and the clubs as far as if and when a cricket season could get started?
Well, it's up to the government. Cricket and sports facilities are into phase 4. We have as a body approached government and provided them with our I would say our guidelines to how we see cricket starting. We're hoping, as you might have saw in the ICC phase, the phase is that we start with training first, getting permission to train and getting permission to be actually out on the sports fields. And then actually, as soon as we do that, hopefully 4 weeks down the line or the next phase, we can actually get into actually playing some cricket. So as soon as we get the approval to actually train, then it also turns, as soon as we get that permission, it turns the guys on to preparing pitches. So we're saying as soon as we get the permission to train, 4 weeks later, we should be playing cricket.
When you look at the new guidelines or the new recommendations put to the ICC, because they haven't been ratified as of yet, saliva and all the other stuff, how does that resonate, or how does that look for the local game? Because you have a lot of guys that love to do things that's their tradition, that's their way, but then they're going to have to be reminded each and every over or each and every ball that they can't do certain things.
Yes, well, like I said, COVID-19 has changed our society, as you know. So new regulations, new it's just like every season you come with a new code of conduct for cricket, different little rules and regulations. Guys are gonna have to adapt to them. If you look at the just actually said as was you look at the St. Vincent Premier League, you can see that all those type of things in place. No more this running together after a wicket's been taken. You know what I mean? Guys not that um, touching each other when they get out or communicating when they're going in and out. So it's going to be different. Cricket's going to be a little bit different for the next for a little while. So the players are going to have to adapt. And if we have the right guidelines and they understand before that, with the proper guidance from government, they should be all right. I think it's possible. If cricket, which is not a real contact sport, we do field position, so there's already social distance included. So I think it's an easy win for us getting back to playing cricket.
Following the conversation on Saturday, what would your executive be looking at predominantly for this season? Because we don't know anything about the two tournaments in which we're due to play in August. So would we see more heavily T20 schedule, or will it be balanced in the 50 overs as well?
Well, what we have talked about to the clubs in our meeting last week, Thursday, is more of a T20 format. Hopefully that we can get in a full league of T20. The actual design of the T20 league would have to actually be more confirmed. As soon as we get the permission to start training, we'll start confirming, because then we'll know exactly how many days we actually have to play. So then we can see what format is best for our leagues going forward for the rest of the summer. So, but we're hopefully right now looking to play T20, because most likely if any tournament's going to have to be played this year, would have to be our regional T20 qualifiers. So we better our players playing T20, because the Challenge League is not a tournament that has to finish or has to be played this summer or this season. You know what I mean? So that can easily be pushed back to 2021. So if anything has to be played as T20, and by just the conversations ICC having, it might be close to the end of November, beginning of December, played somewhere. Don't know as yet, but that's for the ICC to determine.
Right. When you look at for our regional, when you look at the countries that are involved, especially the two bigger countries like USA and Canada, two hard hit places for COVID-19 deaths. What is the latest from ICC Americas as far as hosting, or have they put it out to any other country to see if they're able or capable of hosting later in the year? I know our season ends, but our weather is conducive for later on or even early part of next year.
Yes, they have and are still considering other options for hosting, and it might not be one of the teams that actually are playing. It might be a country that is not even involved in the tournament. So it's like I said, until they make that confirmed that they're not playing it in August, then we'll probably figure out exactly when they're looking to play it.
All right, so we'll look for an update once we move into the next phase. Hopefully that next phase can move sports up and we can get back into some competition sooner rather than later. Thank you very much.
Yes. You're welcome.
I appreciate your time.